This rack here, very, very special rack. Race fans, I think you will recognize at least several people from this rack. We've got the very first helmet exchange that I ever did with Marco Andretti, a longtime friend of mine. This apparently was the helmet that he flipped in Brazil. To Conor, keep the shiny side up. Thanks for the friendship. Graham's obviously a guy that I've known for a long time. Graham helped me out a lot when I was a young lad. To do this with Graham before we were even teammates is kind of wild. CD, it's been a pleasure to see you grow, mature. It says, finally? And become a hell of a driver and competitor. Keep pushing. The future is bright for you, brother. I hope he's right. We'll see. It even came with a certificate of authenticity, which is kind of hilarious. Two of my best friends in the world, James Hinchcliffe, Alexander Rossi. This is the helmet, the very helmet that James Hinchcliffe was wearing when he had his crash, when he nearly died. The one that he essentially did die in, but we still have him. So pretty cool, because I did a special helmet for him. Again, that's not one that you see here because I traded it to him when I was driving for him in Toronto at his home race. You're a great pal, and thanks for keeping the 5 car up front, which thankfully we did, to many races together in the big show. So really, really cool to have this helmet. I mean, this is a piece of history. This is one that took a hit, but thankfully, Hinch is still with us. And we've got, of course, Alexander Rossi, Indy 500 champion. My good buddy, Alex, signed it on the back. So it doesn't look like, it's like, oh, why didn't Alex sign it? What's going on here? Boom, right there. Conor, congrats on being employed. Dinner is on you. Love you, man. 2019 helmet from Alexander Rossi when we were teammates at Andretti Autosport. Cool little Indy 500 winner sticker there. Love to see that. So thank you to my pal, Alex. We traded last year. Fernando and I became friends when he came over to do the Indy 500, obviously. We were bus neighbors in the bus lot. And I enjoyed interacting with Fernando. We did several press conferences together because when he was doing the 500, I happened to be quite fast on most of the days of practice, so we ended up doing press conferences together. And we just became good friends. So honestly, I would say he's had quite a few different designs in his career. Obviously, this is from the Alpine era. I think this one is unique because of where he went afterwards. You know what I mean? This is pre-Aston Martin. Very, very cool to have this as a part of the collection. There's obviously his signature on top. Big thank you to Fernando. This is one of the highlights for sure. Carlos Sainz Jr., you know him as currently a Ferrari Formula One driver. Carlos and I raced against each other very, very intensely in the GP3 championship back when I was in Europe. Hung out quite a lot when I was racing over there. Still enjoy talking to him. Great, great dude. This is obviously one of his original Red Bull helmets from the Toro Rosso era. We see on top, he had to sign it in gold, so it's a bit tough to see. But to my friend Conor, always great to be around with you on and off the track. Canada 2016, he's got one of my helmets as well. It randomly appears in some videos he puts on the internet, which is kind of funny. All right, we're moving to the Schuberth section of the helmet collection. Jimmy Johnson. Jimmy Johnson has become a great friend of mine after racing with him in IndyCar, especially getting to know him when he was racing in NASCAR, obviously, for so many years as well. I literally went up to him in the Nashville race when we were racing against each other, and I said, Jimmy, I want that helmet. I like that helmet. And he was like, cool, let's trade. That'd be awesome. And really, really appreciate Jimmy giving me this one. This is a super, super unique one. He did a lot of different helmets, which is really, really cool. But it says, Conor, thanks for the friendship, and it's been, what does this say? I don't know. Oh, it's been badass racing with you. Love that. There we go. Jimmy Johnson, handwriting guy. A lot of people had a comment on this one recently. I like this one a lot. This is a Daniel Ricciardo helmet, obviously from this year when he got back into the Toro Rosso or AlphaTauri machine. Daniel has become a really, really good friend of mine over the years. We knew each other from when I was living in Europe. We didn't live far from each other. And it's good to keep those connections. He's always had really unique designs over the last couple of years, and this is one of them. And it's a fantastic looking helmet. Honey Badger on the back, of course. Connor, my American bourbon brother, you make turning left look good. So Daniel and I pretty much talk about bourbon every week. Indy 500 champion, Mr. Tony Kanaan. This one means a lot to me. I always wanted to trade with Tony. And the funny part about this is Tony, we thought we were gonna be teammates at AJ Foyt Racing in 2018. I was there in 2017 and thought I was gonna be there in 2018. So, you know, I traded him a Foyt helmet. He traded me a Foyt helmet. My brother, what a pleasure to race and be friends with you, Tony Kanaan. It's a unique helmet. I mean, Tony's always had his same design, just messed around with the colors a little bit. This one means a ton to me, and really appreciate Tony for giving me this one. This is Travis Pastrana. So Travis Pastrana promised me when we did the truck race in Las Vegas in 2020, we were teammates. I had never raced a truck before, and the bet was $1 to whoever beat each other. The winner of our bet got each other's helmet as well. And so I finished 19th in that race. Travis finished like 23rd or 24th or something. This was specially designed for this race. We had the Cheatin' Snakes logo too on this helmet from our LCQ League days. Travis might have been inebriated when he signed this helmet for me. Connor, Vegas was fun. P.S. blank you winner. So again, one of my favorites from Travis right here. This one will always mean a lot to me. This is a very special one that actually never got raced in an IndyCar because it wasn't actually legal. This was my first helmet that I tested an IndyCar in. AJ Foyt Racing, Sebring, and this was actually my Dan Weldon tribute helmet. So, you know, I was getting closer to IndyCar. Dan was a hero of mine. The first ever time I strapped into an IndyCar. This is an all-time classic, an all-time favorite. That's why it's on top of the Indy 500 rack until I put my next Indy 500 helmet up there. And then I can finally have a full rack of Indy 500 helmets, the Pokemon helmet. This is without a doubt one of my favorites. My helmet painter did an insane job. It was used a ton. I used it with different teams. The purple, it's even a little nasty here with all the sweat. I sweat like an insane amount. It was dropped a couple times by some people, which made me want to punch them. But those people I think did it on purpose, which is kind of a shame. Conor Daly edition card on the back. Very, very old school. Yeah, it's been through a lot. 2008 I used this as well, so that means I used this in the Walter Hayes Trophy in England when I won that race, in the British Formula Ford Festival as well. So Pocono 2017 helmet. Now this helmet looks like it's been through a war. It looks like my head went through a wall, but that was a 500-mile race with no aero screen. During that race, like there was so much air disruption, this actually flew off the helmet. This was an additional carbon plate that we had to put on the visors to protect the driver's heads, and that flew off in the middle of the race. We found it after the race and put it back on the helmet because it was kind of crazy looking. But this helmet is entirely sandblasted. I used it at Texas and Pocono, just an oval helmet, and it was orange and black to honor AJ Foyt, because obviously the orange. We have the Texas flag on the back. But yeah, this helmet got absolutely destroyed. 2 races. We just went full American with this one. I have no idea where I came up with this idea. It's matte denim and gloss white, and this was when I drove the diabetes sponsored car at the Indy GP. We qualified 5th, and this was the race that Rinus VeeKay, my teammate at the time, won, and I got taken out in the first corner. You know, have my name in like leather, like you're wearing a pair of jeans, you know, a beer can on top. This is a super, super unique one. You know, you got Mount Rushmore in the background, riding a bison. Dailies, made in America. I love this helmet. This is one of my favorites, and this will never be leaving my collection for sure. My 100th start helmet. This is what I wore at Long Beach in 2023. My 100th IndyCar start, very, very special to me. Did a half and half split, yellow, blue, and green. Like we had on the helmet down there, and then my black and green like my normal design, all my IndyCar numbers up top, and then Pokemon helmet number 2. I won't really focus on these as much because if you know me, you've seen these a lot recently. This one is still in rotation. I'll probably be using this at the Indy 500 test here coming up in a couple weeks. We tried to go off of the gold, silver, crystal era on this one, and I love it yet again. It's a fantastic helmet. You saw me use this at the St. Louis race this year when I drove for Ray Hall 2023. My one race ever with Ray Hall, Letterman, Lanigan. So pretty cool helmet once again. And that kind of finishes up our driver helmet rack, but of course we have the Dead Mouse helmet. This is not a racing helmet, clearly. But Deadmau5, one of my great friends, traded me one of his helmets for one of my helmets. And again, that's one of my helmets that is not in my collection. I'm only actually missing 3. So I'm missing 2 that I haven't traded to other drivers. One I had to give to a sponsor, and the second is with Deadmau5 at his house. All right guys, well, to wrap it up, there's a couple helmets you didn't see. My Daytona 500 helmet is up in my other room. We can come back to that one later. Also my Ken Block helmet, my Ken Block tribute helmet, that is actually in a trailer, ready to go race in a Nitro Cross event here very soon. But again, this is the main area. This is the main amount of helmets that I got going on right now. This is the main show. So we'll do a couple other videos maybe to focus on the ones that aren't here. But I appreciate you guys. Let me know what you think. Did you enjoy this? I hope so. Until next time, thanks for stopping by. Please like this video if you enjoyed it. Please share it if you enjoyed it. And leave a comment below, let us know what you think. And please subscribe to the channel as well. Thank you.